Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the GXSimmer. We are on episode 2 of A Young Widow's Journey. And welcome to the channel if you're new. In this episode, I know it's been a while since we've had A Young Widow's Journey, since we've been concentrating on 5 babies and a toddler. And also the Adventure Awaits content. So right now, we are going to do A Young Widow's Journey. And there's been some changes since the last time we left off at Phoebe. She's out on a date with her now boyfriend, Ryan. They have been seeing each other for quite a long time now. And they're slowly but surely starting to, make themselves known publicly as a couple. They want to be seen as a couple. Phoebe knows herself that she's not ready to jump into anything so fast. So she is taking her time and she is not rushing at all. And she's always hoping that she doesn't run into her ex, because if she does, that would be an absolute disaster. She also has been trying to go out, when Ryan is off during the day and Sonia's at school, so that, again, they talk about how to introduce Sonia to Ryan, because Sonia's having a really hard time with the fact that her father won't speak to her. Actually, he's not even her father anymore, since he had the adoption nullified, Wesley. So basically, Phoebe is making Ryan aware of the fact that if he decides to be in a committed relationship with her, Sonia's part of that package deal. And Ryan seems to be accepting of that. He's about the same age as Phoebe, and he's never been a guy to really date a lot. He's always been a workaholic. He's been all about his trade as a chef. He has pushed himself to the limits as a chef. He even has his own business, little bistro that he opened up. And, she also knows he's a werewolf. That doesn't bother her at all. And he's very happy at the fact that she accepts him as a werewolf, because that's one of the reasons why he didn't date. He had fallen in love in high school with a girl who rejected him because he was a werewolf, and she didn't want to be, quote, married to no werewolf and have werewolf babies. So Phoebe, on the other hand, who is very accepting and she is very progressive, has no problem with Ryan being a werewolf. And they're having a great time in Copperdale. They're at the amusement park. This is one of Ryan's favorite places to go to. He lives right by this amusement park. So they have just had this great day so far. She came over early in the morning. They had a little woohoo. And then they decided to go out and have a really nice time. And more, Ryan is just, you can see that the romance bar is all the way at the top. Ryan is just like totally enamored with Phoebe. He thinks that she is the best thing in the whole wide world. And Phoebe, too, is, having these very strong feelings for Ryan, but she doesn't want to make the same mistake twice. She felt that one of the reasons why her and Wesley didn't work out as a couple is because they may have jumped into marriage too fast. She may have thought that she was in love with him, but was she really in lust with him? And also, it was the first romantic relationship she had since her wife Beverly had died. And Phoebe was lonely and needed companionship, and she, may have mistaken certain things for love. And that does happen sometimes. You may think that you're in love with somebody, but you're actually in lust with somebody. And it can masquerade and make you think things. And it turns out that it's not the right thing. And you ended up either, breaking up with that person or divorcing that person. And in Phoebe's case, she divorced this person. And accidentally, she had found Ryan, of course, while she was married. And Ryan was not looking for anybody. She wasn't looking for anything. And when they met each other, sparks just flew. And they tried to deny it, but she kept thinking about him. He kept thinking about her. They would see each other at first casually. It was innocent. It was more like a friend thing until they took it to the next level. So when they did, Phoebe said to him, I can't do this. My marriage may be collapsing, but I can't cheat on my husband. This is just wrong. So she went ahead and said to her husband she wanted a divorce. And then she admitted that she also cheated. And Wesley's response to that was to divorce her immediately and then go a step further after he moved out, which was to nullify the adoption. And his reasoning for that was he didn't want anything to do with Phoebe or her family, and that meant any member of her family, including Sonia. And Sonia was crushed. So now with Ryan, Phoebe's goal is to make sure that he understands what he's getting into if this becomes more of a committed relationship. And Phoebe herself wants to make sure that she's in a committed relationship. So it's been a couple of months since the last time we left off with Phoebe. And, they have gone public. She has introduced him to her family. And they like him for the most part. Sonia's a little wary of him, but Ryan has plans to win her over. And even now, you can see that Phoebe is going through a really tough time with missing her grandfather. She really can't believe that he's gone. And he was such a presence in her life. And she says to Ryan, sometimes I still feel him around me. I still feel like he's watching me when I cook or when I do something that he would like. And Ryan smiles at her and says, I believe that. He goes, I always believe that your relatives are nearby. And he's just so happy to be with her. And that was a great date. They got a gold medal on that date. All right, so we will catch up with Phoebe and Ryan in a little bit. So it is Thursday night, and Ryan looks like he's preparing what looks like some kind of chocolate dessert. And his brother John has come over for a visit. So Ryan says to his brother, hey, John, something? I really think I'm in love, and I think I found the one. And John says, really? You never date anybody. He's like, no, man, I'm serious. I think I found the girl. And he's like, well, okay, if you say so. That's great news, though. He goes like, yeah, she's wonderful. She's amazing. And right now what Ryan is doing is he says, I'm going to make her favorite dessert, which is Dubai chocolate. By the way, you can get that from Little Bad Bub. It looks amazing in game. We're going to watch Ryan make it right now. And John's like, okay, so how long have you seen this girl? Why haven't I heard about this sooner? And Ryan says, well, I want to be sure. And he goes, yeah, that's right. What's going on? You're hiding something. He goes, okay, fine. I'll tell you. He goes, when I met her, she was married. He goes, Ryan, you went out with a married woman? And that's not Dubai chocolate. That is cherry chocolates. Okay, so I guess he's making cherry chocolates first. All right, so anyway, you can also get that from Little Baobab. And Ryan says, yeah, but it's not what you think. Her marriage was really bad. And he's like, Ryan, you shouldn't have done that. That you just should not have done that. And Ryan's like, well, yeah, I know, but he's like, okay, well, listen, I'm not going to judge you. If this is what you want, and she's divorced now, right? He goes, oh, yeah, she's divorced now. So he's like, okay, well, if she's divorced now, and you guys are both talking about what you want, and it's the same thing, so I guess it's okay. He's like, I really want this to work, John. Really, I honestly do. And he's like, yeah, well, you just need to be sure. I don't want to see you get hurt. He's like, I know what I'm doing. He goes, yeah, well, you don't blame me for looking after you, do you? He goes, no, I don't. He's like, listen, I have to get home soon. It's getting late. He goes, I know. He's like, but you know what? I just want you to be sure that this is absolutely what you want. He's like, yeah, John, I'm sure. He goes, in fact, I'm thinking of introducing her to our family. And John's like, wow, you really are into this girl. He's like, yeah, well, okay, I gotta tell you something. You can't say anything to Mom. He's like, all right. the girl I'm dating, she's mom's client. He's like, what? He's like, I know, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. Mom's going to kill me. He's like, oh boy. Okay, listen, I got to go. I'll talk to you later. So John goes out with this information. And Ryan, meanwhile, is continuing to cook. And we will catch up with Ryan in a little while when he is done cooking his concoction here. So now we're back with Ryan. He is all dressed up in a suit. He's got the meal ready. He's got the dessert ready. He's adjusting the lighting, get things in the mood. He really wants this evening to be absolutely perfect. He's got wine out. He's just so excited. And it's Friday night. Sonia has gone away for the weekend with her maternal grandparents, meaning Bev's family. And Phoebe has the whole weekend to herself. So Ryan said, come to my house for the weekend. And she was like, absolutely. So she has come over to his house and he has made her a delicious plate of pasta fazool. We're going to take a picture of that for the thumbnail. And this is made by Little Baobab. And in real life, pasta fazool is one of my favorite comfort foods as well. In fact, I've been begging Little Baobab to make pasta fazool forever. And now it's in game and I'm so excited. So you can get this on her Patreon. I'll put the link down in the description. But anyway, they are eating pasta fazool and they are just having a fantastic time. And really enjoying each other's company and loving every single minute of it. So Phoebe is just so impressed with this dinner that Ryan has made for her. And she's just like, this is absolutely amazing. You've made my favorite dessert too, which is Dubai chocolate. And she's just like, I can't believe what you've done for me. This is so wonderful. And he says, it's because you're wonderful. And it's also because I love you. And she just looks at him like, really? And he says, yes. He goes, I'm in love with you. And she hesitates for a moment, but as she's looking at him and feeling her heart beat the way it is, she just says, I love you too. And now it's gotten serious, really serious, because by making this admission, they are leading ever so closely to a committed relationship. And that's when he says, I want to meet your daughter. And she thinks about it for a second and she's like, listen, it might be kind of hard with my daughter. You know, what her father did to, what my ex-husband did to her was absolutely horrible. Because I remember you telling me. And she's like, he was just a monster, you know? He broke her heart, and I wanted to kill him and throw him into the river. And he's like, well, that's a little too much, don't you think? She's like, maybe you can eat him for breakfast. He's like, no, I'm not that type of werewolf. And she laughs at him, and just the way he is with her, he has this magnetism, and she's just like, oh, Ryan, I'm so in love with you. And even though he's an unflirty guy, she brings out the romance in him, and he's just so crazy about her that he will do anything that she wants him to do. And he can't wait to meet the rest of her family. And we're going to get a picture of that too, aren't we? Yes, we are. So she says, okay, I want you to meet Sonia. And he's just like, I can't wait. So now looks like, yep, they're going to go woohoo. Okay, going to skip dessert. All right, so also that's how you can tell that's Hayden and Rowan's daughter. She's got an appetite just like her parents. All right, so we'll let them woohoo and we'll catch up with them later. Like daughter, like parents. So after the woohoo, Brian says, hey, I've got a great idea. There's that water park in San Sequoia. You know the one by the rec center? She's like, oh, yeah, by the Greenhouse Restaurant. He's like, yeah. He's like, maybe we can take her there. you know, and she's like, you know what? That's a great idea. She loves that place. And she hasn't been there in a long time. He's like, well, why don't I take you all there? I can introduce myself to her. You know, I won't say anything about us going farther, but I will tell her that I'm dating you and see how she takes it. And Phoebe's like, okay, that sounds good. He's like, if you want to take this slow, we'll go as slow as we need to. He goes, but I want to respect you. I want to respect your daughter. I want to be sure that, you know, we do the right things here. She's like, I do too. She goes, you know, I feel like I got married too quickly, and I don't want to do that ever again. He's like, I understand that. I get that. He goes, and I don't want to lose you either. He goes, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And she's like, well, you're the best thing that ever happened to me too. You weren't what I was looking for when I found you. And of course, that leads them into a steamy makeout. And they're having just this wonderful time on their date. So we'll see what happens in a couple of minutes. All right, so it looks like they got gold on their date. And that pasta fizzle was impeccable. Woof! I tell you, he really knocked her shoes off. And she's kind of tired now, and she's thinking, oh boy, I could really go get some sleep. And he's like, okay, well, I have to fix this toilet first because, you know, something happened. And Phoebe's like, yeah, I didn't mean to. I kind of may have done something to your toilet. It's like, don't worry about it. I'll fix it. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's all right. And she's just like, listen, I just need to go outside for some air real quick. Is that okay? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So she's going to go step outside and get some air, and then we'll catch up with them in a bit. So after she comes back in from getting air, they are deciding just to cuddle up in bed and talk to one another, and they're going to go to sleep cuddling, and she's just so happy. She's had like the most amazing night. I mean, they basically have stayed up all night doing what they do, and you know, she's exhausted. It's like 6:30 in the morning, and he can stay up all night being a werewolf because that's his nature. So Ryan has decided that he is now going to be a romantic sim. You know, he's decided at long last the time has come. He's going to embrace that change. He's going to get rid of unflirty, and he is going to become a romantic sim because Phoebe just brings it out in him. And he has been single long enough. So now he's going to become a totally romantic sim. And the way I'm doing this is with the UA exceptions mod. I love that mod. You know, yeah, he could have done it through personality change, but I wanted to change him up immediately. So we went ahead and did that. So now he's a romantic sim, and he's happy to be a romantic sim. Now, type of all his other traits that he has. And he just can't wait to see Phoebe. You know, she just basically said she needed to go home for a little bit and get some clothes to come over later. So this is their second night together at his house, and they've never really spent an entire weekend together at his house like this. They've gone like to motels and things like that, but she's always had to go home and say she needed to be with Sonia. But when she started saying that Sonia was spending sleepovers at her grandparents' house, her other grandparents' house, you know, Ryan was like, well, why don't you come and spend the weekend with me? And this was the first weekend that they did it. And he just had an amazing time. He thinks he wants this every day of his life. And he's wondering, like, they've been together a long time now, you know, maybe it's not too soon to ask her if she would want more than him. But I mean, at the same time, is it rushing? He's not sure, and he wants to do this right, so he's going to make sure that he does do this right. So Phoebe called Ryan when she went home and found out that Sonia came home early from her grandparents because she just wanted to come home. And she said to Ryan, she's like, listen, what if we all went out later this afternoon, like you said, to the park? And he's like, I think that's a great idea. So he came over to her house, and Phoebe introduced him to Sonia. Sonia seems to like him. She's not sure what to make of him yet. And Phoebe says to Sonia, this is my very special friend, Ryan. And Sonia looks at her like, you mean like a boyfriend? And Phoebe's like, well, yes, he is. And Ryan says, hi, it's very nice to meet you. And she thinks that he's a nice guy. He has nice eyes. So then he says to Phoebe and Sonia, hey, I heard that you like the water park in San Sequoia. And she's like, oh, I love that place. And he's like, well, do you want to go? And she's like, yeah. And meanwhile, Javier's ghost is hanging out and he's watching everything. Nobody can see him because, certain people, he's invisible except for Sonia. And Phoebe's like, before you go, I need to use the bathroom because I really have to pee. And Javi's just laughing and he's like, oh, wow, this is good. I'm glad to see her with somebody new. And Spud comes out and is like, who are you? And Sonia's like, Spud, be nice. And Spud's just like sniffing Ryan. She's like, you smell weird. You smell like a dog. I don't like dogs. And Sonia's like, well, he's just a little weird around people. He's like, well, it could be because also I'm kind of special myself. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, have you ever heard of a werewolf? She goes, a werewolf? And he's like, yeah. Do you know what they are? And she's like, yeah, I know. He's like, well, I'm a werewolf. And she's like, you are? He's like, yeah. And she's like, oh my, wow, that's cool. He's like, you think that's cool? She's like, yeah, I think that's cool. And Spud's like, I don't. I'm getting out of here. So he's like, well, I'm glad you think that. And Javi's a little uncomfortable. He's like, a werewolf? I'm not sure how I feel about a werewolf in the family. But then he's cool about it, and he says, yeah, you know what? So everyone's having a great time at the water park. They are really enjoying themselves. Sonia and Phoebe are laughing. Ryan loves that they're having a great time. And she's saying to him, do werewolves like to get wet? He's like, of course we like to get wet. We love swimming and we love waters. So he goes, some of us don't, but some of us do. And meanwhile, he's flirting with Phoebe. And Sonia's like, oh, that's cute. But at the same time, she's like thinking, Mom, she says to her, is Ryan going to be my new dad? And Phoebe's like, honey, no, right now we're just dating. Okay, so that's what that means. We're just dating. And she's like, okay. And she goes over to Ryan and she's playing. And she likes the way that she's gravitating to him, that she's trying to make an effort to be friendly. And she likes the way he is with her. And he says, so she says to him, do you have any kids, Ryan? He's like, no, I don't have any kids. And meanwhile, he's going over to the other one to play. And everyone decides they're going to play with their own little thing. But Phoebe's going over to Ryan, and she's just like, you are so good with kids. How do you do it? He goes, oh, well, I have a lot of nephews and nieces. He goes, I do love children in general. He goes, and when I see my nephews and nieces, I always love to play with them. And she's like, oh, well, that's wonderful. He goes, and your daughter is just great. I think that she's fantastic. And she says, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. So Sonia's like, listen, I have to go to the bathroom. And he's like, all right, we'll see you in a minute. So then he says to Phoebe, you hungry? You want to eat something? She's like, oh, yeah, I could really go with some food. He's like, let's go get something at the restaurant. She's like, okay. And meanwhile, he gives her a rose, and she's just like, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. And she's over the moon with this guy, I'll tell you. So everyone's having a great time, and Phoebe notices that Sonia goes off by herself for a minute. And he's like, hey, what's the matter? Are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm just a little sad. He's like, why are you sad? Well, it kind of reminds me of me and my mom and my dad. He's like, oh, I know. I heard about that. You want to talk? She's like, no, I want to eat. He's like, all right, no problem. She's like, oh, what is this? He goes, it's called volcano pasta. Have you ever had it? She goes, no. He goes, try it. You're going to love it. She goes, yeah? He goes, yeah. It's like the best. And she's like, oh, okay. I'll give it a try. And she's like, come on, Sonia, sit down and eat your food. It's like, do you like to play chess too? He goes, of course I like to play chess. Chess is awesome. My brother John always beats me at it though. She goes, oh my God, you eat weird. He goes, do I? She goes, yeah. He goes, what is that about? He goes, well, we werewolves have big mouths and big teeth, so we chomp down our food like this. She goes, yeah? He goes, yeah. And it just makes him laugh, and he's getting hysterical. So he's like, listen. I need to go to the bathroom and calm down. But then he does calm down a little bit because she just makes him crack up. And he's like, I can't wait to soak my teeth into this. And Phoebe's like, he's so good with her. Meanwhile, he gets hysterical again, and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And now it looks like he's okay. So while Ryan's in the bathroom, calming down, he suddenly feels very flirty. And as he comes out of the bathroom, he's looking around, and he sees that Sonia's not there anymore. So he comes over to Phoebe, and he's like, hey, where'd your daughter go? And Phoebe says, well, she was starting to get a little sad, and she wanted to go home. He's like, oh, I think this was too much for her. And he says, you know, I try to do the best I could. She goes, oh, I don't think it's you. I really don't. I think it's the fact that she misses my ex-husband. He's like, oh, I get it. And meanwhile, he decides he's going to go outside for a minute just to look around to see if he sees her. And he realizes that she's not there. And he says to the hostess, have you seen a little girl? She goes, what do I look like, huh? And he's like, oh, you're nice. So then he comes back in, and he's going to sit with Phoebe. Meanwhile, Sonia's food is waiting for her. And it looks like Brian's mom is here too. So Phoebe spots her and says, Brian, I just saw your mother. He's like, where? She's right outside. He's like, oh, no. This isn't good. Mom can't see us together. She's like, why? It's like, if my mom sees us together, she's going to lose it. It's like, what? Why? Haven't you told her? He's like, no. It's like, this isn't good, Rye. We have to get out of here. It's like, I know. But we got to do it in such a way that she doesn't see us. Do you think she saw us through the window? It's like, oh, my mom's hearing and sight is like 110%. She probably did. And she's like, well, what are we going to do? He's, oh no. It's my ex's. Oh no, it's my, what? It's Bev's parents. I gotta go. So she quickly leaves, and Ryan's like, hey, listen, why did you take off like that? She's like, I can't explain right now. I'll text you later, okay? He's like, yeah, sure. No problem. I'll take home the leftovers, okay? And that's where we're leaving the episode. And if you like this content, remember, like, share, subscribe. Always click notifications so you know when the next episode's coming out. Just like to thank you once again. We're so close to our next milestone, and it's all because of you. Big shout out to my Patreon supporters, especially Justin Mom the Sims. Check out our channel. It's awesome. Until next time, this is Jen, GXSimmer. Catch me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Discord. And I'll see you on the next video. Have a terrific day or night. Take care. Bye-bye. Mubaz Shaben, no koi bin fahab.
Dag dag.
Yanabi.
Excellent.
Ah. Buna. Wibis.
Oh, that is.
Turfna. Plus.